the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, has stated that recent United States strikes have severely damaged Iran's nuclear facilities, setting them back by several years. This assertion contrasts with a leaked intelligence report that upset President Donald Trump by downplaying the impact of the raid. John Ratcliffe, the director of the U.S. spy agency, mentioned that key sites had been destroyed, although he stopped short of claiming that Iran's nuclear program had been completely eliminated. This statement follows a leaked preliminary assessment from a Pentagon intelligence agency, which suggested that core components of Iran's nuclear program remained intact after the U.S. bombings. President Trump reiterated that the raid had obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities. He took to social media on Wednesday to accuse the fake news media of lying and misrepresenting the facts, claiming they had none. He announced that U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and other military officials would hold an interesting and irrefutable news conference on Thursday at the Pentagon to defend the dignity of American pilots. Meanwhile, Israel and Iran appeared to be observing a fragile ceasefire for the second consecutive day, which Trump helped negotiate earlier this week amid the ongoing conflict. Speaking at a NATO summit in The Hague on Wednesday, Trump described the strikes as very severe and obliteration. He also indicated a possible pursuit of a commitment from Iran to end its nuclear ambitions in talks scheduled for next week, although Iran has not acknowledged any such negotiations. U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff told NBC that there has been both direct and indirect communication between the two countries. Ratcliffe's statement, based on CIA information from a historically reliable source, claimed that several key Iranian nuclear facilities were destroyed and would require years to rebuild. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard supported Trump's assessment regarding the damage to Iranian nuclear facilities. She stated that if Iran chose to rebuild, it would have to reconstruct all three facilities, Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan, entirely, which would likely take years. The U.S. operation involved 125 military aircraft targeting Iran's three main nuclear facilities on Saturday. News satellite images reveal 6 craters clustered around 2 entry points at Fordo, with similar craters observed at Isfahan. However, it remains unclear if the nuclear facilities located deep underground were completely wiped out. A report from the Pentagon's Defense Intelligence Agency, leaked to U.S. media on Tuesday, estimated that the U.S. bombing had set back Iran's nuclear program by only a few months. The U.S. Defense Secretary noted that this assessment was made with low confidence. Officials familiar with the evaluation cautioned that it was an early assessment subject to change as more information becomes available. The United States has 18 intelligence agencies, which sometimes produce conflicting reports based on their mission and area of expertise. Rafael Grossi, head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog, mentioned on Wednesday that there was a possibility Tehran had moved much of its highly enriched uranium elsewhere as it came under attack. However, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Esmail Baghi told Al Jazeera on Wednesday that their nuclear installations had been badly damaged but did not provide further details. A report by the Israeli Atomic Energy Commission indicated that the strike on Fordo destroyed the site's critical infrastructure. The report stated that the damage across all sites has pushed Iran's timeline for nuclear weapons back by many years. Yet, Mehdi Mohammadi, an advisor to the chairman of the Iranian parliament, claimed shortly after the U.S. strikes that no irreversible damage was sustained at Fordo. Iran has consistently maintained